Welcome to the Control M Reports Job Definition video. In this video, you will see how to define and run a Control M Reports job in Control M version 9.18. In Control M Client version 9.18, defining a Control M Reports job is a three-part process which consists of the following. Part 1, installation and configuration of Automation API, including the CLI. Part 2, defining a report job command in the CLI, and Part 3, defining an OS job in Control M Client with a command defined in the CLI. Note that the following jobs no longer run in Control M Client: Control M Report and OS jobs running the EM Report CLI exe command. If you have these jobs, they need to be replaced in Control M Client with a new OS job. For more information about updating these jobs, see Control M migration documentation or the Control M reporting facility migration video. Part 1. Installation and configuration of Automation API. We need to do the following. Check the node npm versions, download, install and test the CLI, and define, set and verify the Control M environment. Part 1, Step 1, check the node and npm versions. If you don't have the minimum requirements, go to node.js org en download, run the installer, and follow the on-screen instructions. Let's check we have the required versions. Type node-v, press enter, and you will see the version. Now type npm-v, press enter, and again you will see the version. Step 2, download, install and test the CLI. We need to download a CTM CLI TJZ node package. You can do this from Workbench or from a Control M instance. If you want to run Workbench, see Automation API Online Help. In this example, we would download the CLI from a Control M instance. So from any browser, type the following: the Control M instance, :8443, automation-API, ctm-cli.tjz, and press enter. Download the file. You can place the file in any directory, but we have moved it to the C drive because we want to run it from there. Install the CLI by typing the following command: npm-g install ctm-cli.tjz and press enter. You then see a series of messages that the TJZ file has been extracted. Now let's test the CLI. Type the following command, ctm, and press enter. You now see a list of commands. You can now run those commands in the CLI. Part 1, Step 3, setting up the Control M environment. In this step, we need to do the following: add the Control M environment, select the Control M environment, and verify the Control M environment. To add the environment, type the following: ctm env add, then the name of the environment, which we will call en1, then the name of the Control M instance, then 8443, automation-API, username and password, and press enter. You will now see we have added the environment. Note, you can see by default that the CTM CLI is configured to accept self-signed certificates only. If you want to change this, type the command referred to here, but type false instead of true. Now select the environment as our working environment. Type the following: ctm env set en1 and press enter. You will now see that we have set the environment. Now let's verify the login by typing the following: ctm session login. Press enter, and you can see the username, session token, and version. Part 2, defining a job command in the CLI. Before we begin, we must create and save the Control M reports that we want to define. In this example, we have defined two Control M reports: alerts_sample_report and job_definition_sample. Let's start with the alerts sample report. Open a command line and type the following: ctm reporting report get, then the name of the report we want to order, which is alerts underscore sample underscore report. Then the report output format was PDF -O and the full name of the output file, which is ctemp alerts PDF. Press enter and you'll see the output has now been generated. Let's do the same for the job definition sample report. Again, let's type CTM reporting report, get job underscore definition underscore sample PDF -O ctemp job definition PDF. Press enter and you'll see the job definition output file has been generated. Now go to the temp file and we can see both files. Click alerts file and then do the same for job definition. Part 3, Control M client. The final step is to define report jobs in Control M client. We need to do the following. Ensure that run as user is authorized to execute the job, then define an OS job in Control M client. Part 3, Step 1, Run as user. To ensure that jobs can be submitted by the specified user in Control M agent, open the command prompt and type CTM WINCFG and press enter. You will see a table of contents. Select 1, login as user, and then type Y. Then type S to save. Before entering the name in the Run As field in the CCM, you may need to type the full domain name of the user. Open a command line and type Who Am I and press enter. In this example, the full domain name is adprod cuser. Now open the CCM, highlight the agent, and in the Security tab, select Run As, and then add the Run As user. You will see that in this example, in the Run As user field, we've added adprod cuser. Enter the password, click Test, and then click OK. Adprod cuser is now authorized to run the job. Part 3, Step 2, Defining the job in Control M client. Firstly, let's create an OS job. Add a job name description. We've also added an application. In the command field, type the following command, which is the same one defined in Automation API, CTM reporting report, get job underscore definition underscore sample, PDF -O ctemp definition PDF. In the runners field, you'll see that we've entered adprod cuser. Then click OK. Let's do the same for the alerts job, create an OS job. In the command line, add the command that we defined in Automation API, CTM reporting report, get alerts underscore sample underscore report, PDF -O ctemp alerts PDF. Again, note the run as user field and then click OK. You can edit or change any of the other definitions as usual. Ensure that the environment where you run the new report jobs is set up correctly and has access to all the environmental variables required to run Automation API. Check in the jobs and then click Order. Let's go to the monitoring domain and we can see that the jobs ended OK. This now concludes the job definition video. For more information about the job definition for Control M reports, see Control M reports online help.